Hey, what's up everyone? This is DCSG81 and today we'll take a look at this very long awaited head sculpt which is from the Nota Studio and it is for Iron Man Mark 50. Okay, so first of all, this is from the Nota Studio and it's not from the Manipal or Flashback Studio. So I just want to make this clear first. And then actually I have totally no intention to get this piece at first, because if for those of you who has been following me on my YouTube channel, you should have known that I'm actually a very big fan of Flashback Studio products. Or you like to call it the Manipal heads. So yep, so this one to me they are actually the quality of them as compared to the Manipal is not really there. That's why I'm quite reluctant to get it, but in the end I still pre-order it because I've been getting quite a number of requests to ask me to review the Nota heads. So this is like a test drive for me, but actually this is not the first one. The first Nota product which I got is actually the Doctor Strange one, which was surprisingly very good. So this one is actually a 2.0 because the very first batch they released is kind of horrendous. You can actually take a look at the screen now. Yep, so you can see it totally failed in so many ways. That's why they actually stopped the productions and they revamp it or they repaint it or whatever they do. And this so far is the 2.0, which also I have not really take a look at it yet, but from the picture here, I mean from the box here, you can pretty much see that I think it actually been improved as compared to the 1.0 versions. And also before I open this up, I have also seen some collectors from Hong Kong which have received this 2.0, and they actually found that the shades, because it comes with the shades is actually broken before they even take out from the box. So so I have actually addressed this concern to the seller that I bought it from, but unfortunately he told me that he can't do anything about it. So I just have to pick one, and then let's just keep my finger crossed or pray that the glass doesn't break, because if it does, I'll have to give it back to him and he will have to kind of request for a replacement from Nota Studio. Okay, so as you can see, I have not opened it up yet. There's no seal that I have broken so far, so I'm kind of waiting to open up with you guys. So let's get this open. Okay, so I have just opened up the wrapping, so now let's take a look. Okay, so you can see the head is here and the shade is actually right here. Okay, so it's slotted right into the foam, so kind of scary. So I'll take out the head first, which we'll take a closer look later. And now the worrying part. Okay, so let's see, I'm just trying to slowly pull it out, and voila, I am lucky that it's not breaking yet, or is still in perfect condition. So okay, so I think today is my lucky day. Okay, so I'll just put it aside first. I need to find a very secure place so that it just doesn't, it's very tiny, man. I think anything that just drop on it will certainly break it into a few pieces. Okay. Okay, so for those of you who have not been seeing the Nota Studio box, they actually look very similar to the Manipal ones. I'll show you which one is the Manipal one. So this is the one that comes with the Flashback Studio. That's why you can see the flash symbol there. and also they call it the maniple ones. So I'm not sure who is copying who, but I think they are actually copying the Flashback, because Flashback actually released a few hits before the Nota even appear in the market. So it's actually very good, because I actually kind of prefer the Nota one, because they actually allow the buyer to actually look into the head, and so they can choose, you know, which one they wanted. So yep, this is a very good design compared to you can't see anything here. Okay, so and they also have this sort of printing on it. You can see they actually write Tony. For Doctor Strange one, they wrote there Strange or something, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so enough of the box, so let's take a look at the heads. Okay, so for the first impression, I think he's looking pretty good actually. I'm actually setting my expectation pretty low, but so far I think he looks I think it actually surpassed my low expectations. Okay, so you can see it actually looks very much like Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. In some way that it does have some pretty weird I don't know how to put it. His his face looks kind of like too sharp. There's something awkward about it. I mean, I really can't put it. Where is it? Maybe you can tell me. And okay, before we go any further, I'm just going to compare this with the maniples. So can you see that the difference which I say about this Nota? This is the maniple. So the Nota one actually looks very sharp, as in the chin here looks very long as compared to the one from the maniple. So this kind of look a bit cartoonish in a way, but he still look pretty good though. I mean, if you didn't get the maniple ones or you can't find it, I think this is a pretty good one. Okay. Oh, before I forget, the Nota one actually comes with two versions. You can this is for the SH Figuarts version, and they also make a similar one for the Marvel Legends version. So I have asked my seller what's the difference, and he mentions that the ones for Marvel Legend, of course, is slightly bigger in scale. So other than that, it's all the same. I have taken a look, but unfortunately for the Marvel Legend one, this printing is actually printed on here, so I can't really see much because it's blocked by the painting. But from what I can see slightly, it looks pretty much the same. So yep, just for the info. And now let's take a look at the glass. Oops, see, it can fly. It just flew off from my hands. Okay, pretty hard to put it on because let's try. So what do you think? Okay, I'll put it at the side here, and then you can actually see the pictures, that prototype pictures. Does it look as good, or it actually look worse, or he look even better? I think it looks okay though. Just that I wish the glass is a little bit more transparent, because it's supposed to be transparent that you can see his eyes inside. Okay, when the light shines through, it's actually quite transparent, but when I bring it forward, can you see his eyes? looks pretty okay though. Okay, so now let's go to the next session. Okay, so for the next session here is what you guys been waiting for, the head swapping, or should I call it the head fitting sessions. So I'm taking the glass off because just don't want to break it. Okay, so this is the Nota heads, and since it says that it's meant for Mark 50, so I'm going to try on two Mark 50 that I have here. This is the individual or the standalone Mark 50 that I combined with the Takara Tomy Set A and Set B, and this is the Mark 50 for from the Nano Weapon Set 2. Okay, so I mean, if it fits on here, it should fit on this one as well. Oh, before I start, we can see that there's actually a pack holes inside. Okay, so I'm not sure whether it will work, so let's give it a try. Okay. Okay, what I'm doing is I actually pull it off just to see if it fits. It doesn't seem so because I'm not sure if you can see, the hole is slightly smaller than the ball joint. Okay, maybe I'll just try it again from the figures. Okay, sorry that this came off because it doesn't really fit into it. Okay, I'm going to do it off the camera, so I'll be back. Okay, after some tries, I actually have to push it down very hard and it actually snapped on. So you can see that it actually looks like this. The first impression that I got is actually he's very short-necked. Can you see it? It's because I think the pack is actually too deep inside. If they just move it down a little bit more, then he will have a better one. So this one looks a bit like a short-necked one. So the reason why I'm putting two Mark 50 is so that I can compare it with the Manipur ones. So the Manipur ones, this rubber pack hole is adjustable, so you don't have to push it all the way in. Okay, this is what I usually do. I'll just put it here and then I'll just slowly adjust it, not to push it too low or too high. So this is how supposed to looks like. Sorry, this part just came off. Okay, so you can really tell that one is short-necked and one is okay. Do you see? So I guess is if you want it to snap properly, then you will have this problem. Otherwise, you will just have to use some blue tack and not let the packs to go in all the way. So probably should look something like this. It's even better. Just resting on the packs. Right? This looks much better, right? So if you push in all the way until you can hear the sound, then he looks like he's very short-necked. Okay. Oops. So now it goes all the way inside. Okay. So yep, it does fit, but it will look as if he have no neck. So it's not a big problem. You can actually fix it by not pushing the head all the way down. Maybe just resting on the ball and put some blue tack so that you stay intact, just like this one, like this. This is looking much better in my opinion, of course. Yep. Okay, so the next question I believe most of you want to know is whether it fits on the Mark 85. So let's take a look. I believe it will be the same case as Mark 50 if we push all the way in, which I'm trying to do now. It's very hard. I think this ball joint is even bigger, so it's very hard to push in. Okay, so it's snap on, and let's take a look. I think for Mark 85 it does looks better as compared to Mark 50. What do you think? Yeah, I think it looks better on Mark 85. So the answer is yes, it does fit. You can hear the snapping sound just now. I mean, yeah, the snap on sound. Yep, so it looks quite good actually. Yep, so this is looking good, and now let's proceed to the next one. Okay, so the next section is to fit the head onto the 3 Tony Stark body which I have so far. This is of course from the original SH3 Quartz Tony. This the head is from the recent Maniple Mark IV head, which is the younger versions of the one that I tested earlier on. So this body is actually from the Mayfax Kingsman Harry Hart, and this head is from the original SH3 Quartz Mark IV alternate head, and the body is actually from Figma Goro. Okay, so let's try it on. So we first test with the SH3 Quartz Tony. Of course, the packs I don't think can actually goes to the head. So, wow, it looks so nice. So it doesn't fit unless you have something on to put. Let me try. So I have to put a huge chunk of Blu Tack. It looks pretty odd from the side because the head is actually wider than the neck. But from the front, it just looks good. With the help of a big chunk of Blu Tack. Okay, so let's see what's wrong here. And compare the heads. So the head looks pretty okay. I mean, from the size of it, but from the side he looks very much longer, wider, as you can see. See? Okay, so it's pretty odd the design. I mean, they make it the hole so big that the head looks like, you know, you have a very wide head. Okay, so let's try with this one. Of course, this doesn't really fit as well. Okay, but it looks great. Wow. Okay, because of the wide hole, so it actually go the whole neck actually go inside the head. So doesn't really help. Okay, so let's compare with this Maniple Mark IV Tony Stark. Actually, both are looking pretty good, and again you can see the head is much wider. Okay, so I believe it wouldn't work on this as well. Wow. So it looks very bad unless I put some Blu Tack. Yep, again, just have to make sure you don't take the photo from the side because you look pretty odd. From the front, if with some blue tack, I think it looks pretty okay. Okay, I'll take some pictures at the end of the videos that you can judge for yourself. So let's move on. Okay, so the final verdict for this Nota Studio Tony Stark head sculpt. First of all, before I give the verdict, I would like to say that I'm pretty impressed that they can actually save this head as you can see from version 1.0. So they actually pretty much improve it a lot, I would say, and it's looking very much better than the version 1.0. Okay, so this is what I'm impressed on. And secondly, the best thing about this head as compared to the Maniple one is that it comes with the shades or sunglasses. But this is also a very scary thing. You can see that every time I handle it, my hand shakes because I just got a feeling that I'll break it. You know, it's so fragile that if you just, you know, misuse your energy on it, it will just break. Okay, so it's actually looking pretty good with the shades on as well. So this is the plus point for this head. So if without this shades, I think there's no point to get this head. You can just hunt down for the Maniple ones. So this is one that I think is special. And and the next thing is that if you are buying this head to make into a normal you know, suited Tony Stark, I think you should forget about it, because as you can see just now, when I try on those suited body, it just doesn't really work well. So this head I think is more for the armored Mark 50, or like I tested just now, is suited better. I mean, it's fitted the best on Mark 85. So if you want to find a Tony Stark head on Mark 85, I think you can invest on this. And then the next thing is that okay, so from what I say is that the Maniple head is of better grades than this one. So you are kind of have the impressions that this will be cheaper than the Maniple, right? No, it is not. So it's about the same price of the Maniples. So so yeah, so if you can says that if that's the case, why not just get the Maniples? Yeah, so this is the case right now. But maybe you can think of the part of the cost goes to the shades. So if Maniple have the same shades, maybe it costs even more. So I'm not sure, you can think of it that way, but to me it's not cheap as compared to Maniple as well. So for this Tony Stark head, I'm giving it a 8 out of 10 because I'm quite impressed that they managed to save it, and it's also looking quite good, except for the fact that it doesn't really fit well on the normal body, just on the Mark 85 or Mark 50 bodies. Yep. So yeah, so if you ask that for recommendation, I would say that if you have the choice between Maniple and Nota Studio, just go for Maniple without any doubts. Okay, but if you can't get Maniple ones, or you just found it but it's cost too much for you now, or even higher than this one, then you can consider getting the Nota Studio. And also, provided that you are getting this head for the Mark 50 or Mark 85 only, don't even think about put it on any suited body, because it doesn't really works. I mean, yeah, you can still use blue tack to make it stay, but once you push it to the side, you can see the head is actually much wider than the neck. Yeah, so it would look very awkward. Okay, so yep, so that's about it. I hope you find my video informative. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and of course feel free to leave me any comments that you would like to know about this head, or if there's anything that you want me to try these heads on. And the reason why I'm not trying on other marks of my Iron Man is because I just have too many, and I don't think I should just try on each and every one of it. So I think Mark 50 and Mark 85 is the most relevant one for this head. Yeah, that's why I only try on those two. And also yep, subscribe to my channel if you like what you are seeing so far. I have around 140 videos, maybe 150 already. So I hope you enjoy your stay in my channel. And yeah, feel free to just drop me a message, you know, I just like to chat. Okay, and until then, I'll speak to you soon. Bye.